Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the 1/100 scale Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam Kimaris Trooper. So thank you guys so much for your patience in me getting this unboxing and review out to you guys. I know this kit was out in July, but it's been a very busy time. Since then we had the Master Grade Gundam Thunderbolt I had to review first. I had to review the Shinanju for you guys, the real grade Shinanju, and then a few other things in between. I've just been putting this review off, but it's time to unbox and get this kit reviewed for you guys. So thank you for your patience, and thank you to MindFenix Hobby Store for sending me the kit to share with you guys. Let's take a look. I like the Kimaris Trooper. I like the design of it, with the exception of a few little complaints here and there, things of the design that I don't particularly care for. We'll talk about that in the review. But overall, I think it's a really interesting, really cool design, and that's good. So it has some huge weapons, which are going to be very huge. Now on 1/100 scale, we can see this is number 09 in the 1/100 scale line, so that's all from the first season. We got up to 9 kits. I think, if I remember correctly, we only have 4 or 5 kits planned in the 1/100 scale line for season 2, but that's all I've seen on the plan. I don't know, there could be more than that. But just from the one image that I've seen of the kits planned so far, that's all they had. So I don't know, the 1/100 scale line I think is really quite nice. It's nice that they're doing that, because with how few master grades we're getting these days, it's nice to get some nicely detailed 1/100 scale kits out. The RE100 line is also nice, but you know, those only come out a couple of years. The master grade only a couple of years, so it's nice to be able to have like quite a few of these. If you imagine 9, that's probably 9 of these that we had out over the course of a year's time of the first season, so that's pretty good actually. Probably less than a year, but so nice beautiful box art here on the front from the, I believe, last episode or second to last episode of the first season there, with the Kimaris Trooper when it's down on Earth and fighting with the Grimgird. The Grimgird is not pictured here, but that was the moment in the anime. It's a very epic scene where, you know, the mask, McGillis was revealing his secret plot to Gaelio here. Some huge weapons, and here at the bottom we've got the name along with a few images from that scene of the anime there. Once again, to give you a look at this kind of silly text that they put under here, you can read that, pause the video if you want. On the sides, it's going to be the same thing that we saw there. Obviously, very big size box we've got in this case. So here on this side we've got a left and front and a back view of the kit all put together and painted. You can see the thrusters are going to move a little bit, just kind of pointing out some of the smaller gimmicks there. Look at the face, what that's going to look like. Here's a look at the frame, what the frame is going to look like. Obviously going to be very standard looking Gundam frame with a few differences. Obviously the head is different, the legs are obviously going to be different due to the gimmick built into the legs. And then here, just talking about some customizing, how you can just sort of mix and match parts. There's parts from the Gundam Barbatos 6th form used for this. It's kind of interesting choice there. And then the transformation into the Trooper mode, and then the Destroyer Lance, very cool there. Being able to use that with the subarm, which is going to help hold that up. Worked great in HG form. Hopefully it's going to work just as well in 1/100 scale. We have that nice little kind of short square sword. I like that quite a bit as well. A little bit about McGillis and the Kimaris Trooper here, and the list price of 3,000. Yeah, and that's the other nice thing about these. Like, if this was released as a master grade, it would undoubtedly be closer to 4,500 or 5,000 yen probably, so it's cheaper. That's good. We've got some Destroyer Lance and shield parts, basically all of our weapon parts looks like there, as well as our foil stickers. It's probably our A runner, multicolored runner here. Some armor parts, some frame parts. The frame is in that kind of like purplish blue color we've seen for a lot of Iron-Blooded Orphans frames. It's probably the same color as the HG. Some purple parts there, more frame parts, more kind of whitish, it's kind of off-white color, more purple. More inner frame, whole bunch there. And finally, last but not least, our polycaps and a 1/100 scale base. I think that's one thing. I was surprised that we had a base included with this. I didn't think I remember that like being mentioned with the promotional material. It just didn't seem like that was actually going to be included with the kit, but it's nice that it was included with the kit, so very happy about that. As you guys may know, I'm not really a big fan of this base. It's kind of boring. It doesn't really have any articulation, but it's better than nothing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the manual here. We just got the same box art there on the front of the manual. On the back, same kind of stuff we saw on the outside of the box. Images of the trooper mode, some weapons in use here, and gimmicks of the kit. Another nice gimmick that this has the HG didn't have is that the chest opens up, and these are apparently like thrusters there built into the chest, so if he is charging forward really fast and he needs to come to an abrupt stop, I guess you can use those. I don't remember seeing those in use in the anime, but I'd have to go back and watch it again. I only watched the episode once, and I wasn't looking for that. When the HG kit was coming out, that was not a part of the HG kit, so I wasn't really paying attention to that. I had to go back and watch the episode again. All our color guide here at the bottom. The construction, well, let's talk about this here first. We do have another page of more information here. More shots of showing off the frame. Here's our parts list. Obviously, a bunch of parts X'd out here. You can see this is just probably the Gundam runner. All of the Gundam frame runner here, all the parts for the legs are going to be X'd out because we have totally new legs for this. Some parts here looks like probably for the torso, I believe. Those are going to be changed as well, it looks like. Then everything else is going to be used. So let's get into the construction. As usual, the construction is going to be building the frame first. So we're building the body frame, head frame, arm frame, leg frame, waist frame there as well, leg frame, and then putting the frame all together. Then we're going to go back and add the armor. So we're going to add the body armor by adding the backpack as well at the same time there, it looks like. Then head armor, arm armor, leg armor, leg armor, then waist armor, including the subarms on the side skirts of the waist, and then that huge back skirt. And then onto the weapons. So we have our shield there with a nice part there instead of a sticker like on the HG, nice little purple part for the shield. The sword, which is obviously just going to be one part. Destroyer lance, which is going to be a few parts, but still nothing really too complicated. And then just how to use the subarm to help support the lance. And you can also use that for the shield as well. So it's kind of nice. And then building our base. Last, just build the base and mounting it onto the base. Looks like it's going to plug on to the back of the waist unit, so there's that, and then how to transform it into the trooper mode. So let's get a look at these runners. Starting off with our foil stickers, we can see we've got a few of these. These are pretty standard. I can tell all these silver ones are going to be going on the inner frame. A couple of black ones here. I believe those two circle ones are probably going in those thrusters in the chest. That kind of black silver striped one I believe is going in the waist armor, and that's it for our stickers, so that's good. Polycap runner PC212, which has been the standard polycap runner for all the 1/100 scale Iron-Blooded Orphans kits here, molded in gray. And then again here is base 2, which is our just standard 1/100 scale base here, as usual, molded in black. Here's our A runner, molded in 4 different colors. Actually, it's kind of hard to tell, but these 4 parts here in the corner are actually in white. These other parts there are actually that kind of off-white color. We have one part in yellow for the eyes, one part in like dark blue for under the back skirt. And to give you an idea of how these runners are labeled, this one in particular is labeled 1/100 scale Gundam Kimaris Trooper. Here we have runner B1, molded in this very nice purple color just for the chest, torso, feet, and some other accent colors there. We also have runner B2, which is going to be a copy of this section here. And runner C1, again, is in that kind of bluish gray color for the inner frame. Obviously, again, some parts of this that we're not going to be using, those leg frame parts. And then we do have runner C2, which is not a copy, but it's just a broken off part of this. Runner C2 is just going to be more frame parts here. And by the way, that C runner, like the D runner here, is just labeled as Gundam Frame 1. So here is the rest of our parts for the Gundam Frame. Again, a handful of parts on this runner that are going to be X'd off. They're not going to be used. So just keep that in mind while you're going to be building this kit. Runner E1 here, we're still in the same color and still parts for the inner frame, but now we're back to the label of Kimaris Trooper. So these are going to be all parts that are specific to the Kimaris Trooper. We do have runner E2 as well, which is a copy of this section here. And then going back to our off-white color, the main color for the outer armor, here we have F1, discussing the armor for the arms, legs, and all of that stuff. And then we do have a copy of this runner as well. Runner F2 is going to be a copy of this section. And last but certainly not least, G is our runner here, molded in this kind of dark blue color for the shield, the sword, and the lance. Very huge parts here for this runner. Not really super detailed, but we do have a lot of really nice detail on there, so it's looking pretty good. So that's it for unboxing the 1/100 scale Gundam Kimaris Trooper. the last of the 1 hardest scale kits from Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 1. I've built them all, and I have my favorites. Don't know how this one's going to fall into those, but we'll see in the review. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions or comments, leave those down below. Otherwise, you know, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.